So here we are with Martino Gerschwitz.
Hello.
And here you are probably in the middle of a tour,
Yeah.
kind of just doing what you do every day, right? Traveling and performing?
Yeah. Partially with I'm Butterfly and do a bunch of solo tours myself, just under my name. And right now we're in the middle of 10 dates on the East Coast. And I think it's the 6th or 7th tonight. So we still got three more to go.
And this is a great venue. I've
It's a
seen where it's located right in the ocean.
wonderful venue.
And a great, huge stage.
Yeah, good stage, good sound, nice people, and people should be like that everywhere.
Yeah. Is that sort of what you expect, like this kind of level quality?
Yeah.
If you were to go someplace overseas or...
Yeah, I experienced over the years certain countries are really, really nice. Every now and then you get like a bunch of people in specific countries where you just wish you hadn't been there, but on the other hand, it's, I don't want to judge these people either, you just go and give it your best, and if that's good enough, that's fine, and if not, so let it be,
But what I'm saying is that this is what you do,
Yeah.
right? You pretty much spend how much of your time traveling, if you were to put a number on it?
Well, again, if you count my own solo tours and I'm Butterfly, it's probably about close to 300 a year.
300 dates
Uh-huh.
a year.
Yeah.
See, that's amazing.
It doesn't leave a lot of time for a marriage, though I am married. Sometimes I wish I had more time, but on the other hand, I look at music not as a job, but as part of me, and my wife understands that, and she lets me be who I am.
So when did that epiphany come to you in your development as a person and as a musician?
The epiphany, as in.
You feel it inside
what
you
I
that
am.
this is
Yeah.
what you do, and even your wife understands that.
I think it started at a very early age, when I was like 9 or 10, after starting with classical piano when I was 6. I developed my own little thing. It was nothing compared to today, right? But it was cute, I guess, But all my sisters and brothers, we had 6 kids, all musicians. They couldn't do this, the improvisation sort of thing, or in other words, portraying yourself in the music you play. Again, as I said, when I was 10 years old, it wasn't that good either, but it was the beginning. Right?
Kept you occupied and you liked it.
Yeah, exactly. And then I just wanted to get better and better at this. And when I was 16, I joined my first band, and
Oh, okay.
coincidentally, I'm Butterflies in the La Vida came out that same year, 1968. And I don't remember specifically, though I wasn't even that far with my improvisation yet, but I remember specifically, oh, that's really cool. I want to do stuff like that. Actually, what I was thinking, and I'm telling you the truth, I want to play in a band like this. And then
That came to you as a thought.
34 years later, it came true. So in retrospect, it tells me dreams can come true. And the second thing is, go and follow your dreams. Just do it.
And you've maintained those goals and that.
Yeah, I don't think
That
I ever
lifestyle.
lose these goals. Sometimes my wife says, "Don't you think you accomplished enough in life? Because you play with the big bands and tour constantly." And I told her, remember my slogan in life? It's like, it's not what I do, it's who I am, being a musician.
I noticed hearing you live a few days ago, you said some nice comments on stage in between songs. You were engaging with the audience.
Mm.
And that's sort of part of what you do, just as much as performing and knowing your instrument and singing. But you seem to strike a chord with some positive statements from what I noticed.
Yeah, it's no point to be negative on stage. There's enough negative shit going on in the world. we want to portray the good times. We want to portray music and make it part of a good part of our good time of our lives, you know. And you'll see me, or you would hear me talking even more whenever you come to my own shows, because I tell stories. I literally tell stories and let people know why this next song they're about to hear, how this came about, and why I wrote the song. Right? With I'm Butterfly, I don't do this because number one, I didn't write the songs. Number two, it's more like a band effort. And if I do my solo thing, I'm the only guy on stage, so I can say what I want. You know, but I make it my trademark, so to speak, that I talk a lot and let fill people in how I felt when I wrote this song, and because I write so many different styles, and sometimes people ask me, so what's your style? I said, it's music, it's everything. It goes all the way from one side to the other, sad, happy, loud, quiet, rock, classical music, you know, everything, anything. And you can put it all together and tie it together by talking about it in the songs, and letting people know this is how this whole thing came about.
And is that something where you're performing sometimes just on your own, or with pickup musicians, like people you've just met, or
Yeah,
like are you adapting each day as a different, like what's the stage going to be like today, like when you're on your own?
Right. Of course, I talk the most when I'm by myself. I don't have nobody to answer to, and nobody stands around on stage being bored while I'm talking. Right. Yeah. Sometimes what I do, especially in Germany, when I go over there, certain clubs book me 2 days in a row, and they say the first day you do your show, the second day do about a 45-minute, 1-hour version of your show, and we invite a few musicians, and then we just jam together.
And you're comfortable with that,
yes,
right?
and because everybody wants to play in the Gaza de Vida, and why not play in the Gaza de Vida with the guy who plays with Iron Butterfly, you know?
Yeah.
So, and that became sort of a kind of not a rule, but a habit, especially in Germany, right? And people are looking forward to this.
That format of using pickup musicians or jam musicians, jam
yes,
guys.
But I still do predominantly my own show.
Yeah.
And then I dedicate, let's say, the last hour, or even if you have fun, we may do this an hour and a half or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Dedicate this to either I Am Butterfly or Eric Burdon, because I played with Eric Burdon and the Animals. Though I usually make references to the other bands during my show. But anyway, it's always a cool thing. People hear my solo show, they hear me talking, I talk about my book, and then we have guest musicians, and they're usually local guys, you know. And just happy as they say, happy as a pig in shit.
Yeah. And you have a book.
Yes, the book is called I Only Look Loud, and it's pretty much full of these funny stories which happen in my life. Not necessarily all on stage, sometimes off stage, in the dressing room, in a restaurant, doing dinner, during the day, driving on the freeway or whatever. The life is full of funny stories, you know, and a lot of people just experience them but don't remember them later on because they forget to write them down. And that took me quite a while as well, but I started telling a lot of stories or jokes at parties, and everybody says, Martin, you should write a book. You know, I said,
is that how it came about then? People around you drawing you into that as a focus? And how long did that take then, once you had it in you to do that project?
2 more years, because I still didn't really think that I'm going to be an author. That was far-fetched for me. But then one day my wife, we were both working in our studio, and out of the blue she turned around and said, why don't you write a book? And I looked at her and I said, really? She said, yeah, do it. But what's holding you back? I said, okay, fine. And I literally turned around and started writing and wrote the first 80 pages within the first 3 hours.
Just kind of flowed out very prolifically. All
out. And I could have written 300, 400 pages. But I limited it to 150 for one simple reason. My younger brother is actually a pretty successful author in Germany. And he says, Martin, people know you for your music. People do not know you for writing a book. So keep the book maybe at 150 pages, then it won't be very expensive to buy, because you don't want to put a book on the market, your first book, and it being $39.95. Nobody's going to flip close to $40 for a book of a guy. I mean, they know as a musician, but not as an author.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I followed my younger brother's advice, and it paid off totally. And now people are waiting for number 2.
Oh,
free.
that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, I mean, I appreciate that you've taken some time from what you do to prepare yourself before a show. Do you have any certain rituals or things that you like to do before you go on stage? If it's stretching your voice, or if it's checking your emails, like whatever it might be.
Checking emails, everybody does that these days, because you never know, you could get another gig offer, you know, and you have to answer immediately. You know, if you wait 2 hours to answer, then somebody else got it, or whatever. I don't have rituals. I mean, I have a very positive attitude to begin with all day long, and I certainly have a positive attitude on stage, so I don't have to change and become somebody else before going on stage.
That's great.
Therefore, I don't have any necessary rituals either.
Yeah. Well, have a great show tonight. I so appreciate that you've taken this time with me to let me record this interview. It means a lot to me.
Remember, www.martingerschwitz.com. You can find my book, you can find all my CDs, you can read my life story, you can see YouTube videos, en masse. You know, have a good one. Cheers.
Perfect.